And we are live with episode 11 of the Quarantine Quasar Podcast. I'm your host, Zainuddin Mohammed Abdurrahman. I'm here with my co-host, August Crane.
Killer Keemstar killed himself.
Okay. And today we're here with Dylan Homan.
I can't believe Jesus Christ was a pedophile this whole time.
No. Oh, that touchy topic.
That's half your audience right there.
God, right out the window. Oh man.
Right out the window. You know.
Jesus I didn't even understand that comment. I didn't even register. I just heard the word Jesus and pedophile in the same sentence, and my brain just went, "Oh my god, oh my god."
I don't think anybody's gonna be shocked hearing that from me, because people just get this about me now, that I say terrible things.
And you've got that like half German vibe.
I mean, yeah, I am German, and earlier today on this Minecraft server, I was trying to tell everybody how Slavic people are subhuman, and the German races, but like, if you should know this by now. I'm racist, homophobic, sexist, but I'm also a champion of human rights and an anti-racist figure that advocates for equality.
How can you have? How are you both?
What? What am I listening to?
Hold on. You know what? To like sort out any confusion, I will directly read my Insta bio, which I think perfectly sums it up. All right. Professional autist, genius extraordinaire, hardlined racist, civil rights activist, radical Nazi, Antifa spokesman, American patriot, China.
I'm sorry,
that's me. Anyway, I'm gonna veer off from the offensive jokes.
So basically, you're a hypocrite.
Yes. I'm the biggest hypocrite.
Baseline, that's a yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So do y'all know what wish.com is, right?
Yeah, you can just like get products, like you bid on them, right?
Yeah. Well, you can buy them, bid on them, but the idea is
the time runs
like
out.
You can buy things on it, but cheaper. And
Yeah.
so I was prowling on Wish, because their ads are everywhere now.
Yeah, like you do.
And I found this like microphone that looked really good. And after doing some research and I learned it was a pretty decent microphone. And since I'm starting to do more video stuff because it's summer and I'm bored and what else to do but make YouTube videos. Also go subscribe to Learning Are Fun.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that later. That was a very interesting. Yep. But continue.
All right, so I did the research, got the okay on the microphone, and I didn't look into Wish all that much, and I just ordered the microphone. And I ordered it on June 1st. It has not arrived. I don't even think it's shipped, because what I didn't realize is A, it's coming from China. And B, I chose I didn't choose the premium shipping. I chose normal Joe, dumb shipping.
AKA never shows up shipping.
Never shows up.
Or shows up like half a year later, but half broken.
Right. And it hasn't gotten here yet. And so my plan was, all right, here's the behind the scenes of my plan, right? So plan was get the microphone, and then I have another lecture and I was going to do that lecture, and then I was going to get on this podcast and use it as a guerrilla marketing tactic for that lecture right around the time it came out. But the microphone never showed up, and so I was like, it's still not here. And so I was just like, I want to get on the podcast, so I don't want to wait anymore. I'll just get on. And the other day I got an email from Wish, and they were like, we have a few questions about your order. And so I opened it, and there was only one question, and it was, "Have you received this order?" And so
It's like,
I was
gosh,
like,
even we don't know where the package is at this point. We're
and I
just
was
letting you
like,
know, like.
"Fuck no." And so I said no, and then okay, so then it brought me to this menu where it said, "Okay, I'll wait for the package, or I still have questions." And I'm kind of peeved, so I'm like, I still have questions, and so I pop that up, and it opens like this chat room, and I thought, okay, I'm going to be chatting with a Wish representative to figure out what's happened to my package. I was chatting with a robot that just again asked me, "Have I received the package or not?" I was like, "No." And then they were like, "We're sorry to hear that. As you know, with the current pandemic and logistical errors out of our control, your package may take forever to show up. Sorry about that." And there was like nothing for a refund. I can't get a refund at all. So I'm just assuming that like in 2 years it'll show up.
Like legit has just graduated and has like gone off to college and is like in a different
Yeah,
state by the time it shows up at your mom's house or whatever.
right.
Like, how
But
much? How much did you spend on it?
only like $40. Like
No.
it's nothing too major because most of
That's not
like
terrible, but
the
like,
professional level microphones are like $500, and like for a starting out microphone this was pretty good, but
I'm using a Logitech headset.
it's still not shown up. But here's the weird part, like originally when I ordered it, it said it was arriving by June the 14th.
Yeah.
And then June the 14th showed up and it still wasn't here, so it moved it back to June the 20th. June the 20th showed up and it was, and now it's placed on July 4th. But
Let's go.
there's this weird thing on the website where there's like this bar to show the progress of it getting there. And right now the bar is like right near the end. So it's been moving, so I'm hoping it shows up by July 4th. But if it doesn't, I'm just gonna get a refund and buy the same exact microphone on.
Half of their products don't even work.
Yeah,
They
but
sell little crack pipes there too.
Oh.
oh, if you could hit me up with that link after the show.
Because I know a few people have ordered it, and literally when they arrived in the U.S., they weren't able to get it because they were fucking crack pipes.
Right.
So of course they're not going to be allowed to have them.
What's the name of like that the Native American festival that they sometimes have around here? I got the name of it.
The 4th
But
of
there's-
That has something to do with the crack pipe?
Well, there was this Native American festival to like promote Native American culture that they hold around or something. And I went to it as a kid. And like, my parents
I
was
don't
like,
know
you
what
know
it's
what, we
called.
can get you something from the craftsman shop. And for some reason, I really wanted a pipe. I don't know why, but I really wanted a pipe.
Makes you
And
look
my
wise
parents-
as fuck.
My parents were like, no, why would you want that? And I didn't know, because the only exposure I've had to pipes is like a pipe where you can blow bubbles out of it for kids.
Yeah.
So I thought that just like I'd be getting a bigger, better version that blows bubbles.
Like fucking Sherlock Holmes mode, like just.
Yeah.
This is very peculiar, ain't it?
Yeah,
Jones
no,
or whatever psychic
flash,
is.
flash forward 10 years and I'm a recovering crack.
Damn.
Rehab's going pretty well.
God. Oh my god, we didn't even ask the question yet. Dude,
Oh shit.
how is quarantine?
All right. Here's the thing. I'm kind of a weird shut-in. So like when quarantine happened, it's like, yes, I finally have an excuse to not go outside and be a weird inside person.
I get that.
But then like it got really boring after a minute.
Yeah.
So, and then like it's like, okay, being a weird shut-in that does nothing but play video games, it's kind of horrible for my health. So like I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I need to start exercising. So I've started going to the Greenway.
Oh
and that
yeah, I've
has,
seen that actually. I like on your story, like walking your dog and
yeah,
stuff.
I'll post several Greenway shenanigans. Great content on my Instagram at Dylan is a hoe. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Um, Shit posts galore on there, but I started going to the Greenway. That's good, and I've
Yeah.
started swimming in our pool for at least like 30 minutes every day,
Oh, you got
and
like a
that's
pool?
pretty good. Yeah, I
That's
mean
cool.
it's an above ground one that's like a cylinder. It's not like the cool below ground one, but like I can
Oh, I
swim
got you.
in circles and that works.
Just
It's good. So,
doggy paddle
and
mode, like.
the weird thing is I've never ever been interested in exercise ever, and all of a sudden when I am kept away from school is when I start exercising. So, who knows,
When the
but
students go away, it's time for Dylan to get ripped all day. Like,
get ripped all day.
I
Well,
don't,
here's
I
the
don't know
thing.
what rhyme I was going for there.
After I
It
started
worked.
doing
Yeah.
more exercise, the goal was, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try and lose weight. I've actually gained weight because most of the exercises
No.
I've been doing have involved my legs, and my legs are starting to get really swole, and
Yo.
like it's terrifying.
Yeah.
But like, if I can get to the point where I can win any fight just by using legs, I'll call it mission accomplished.
Fair enough. So
Yeah.
like what? I mean, I mean, congrats. I mean, at least you've got a pretty good like
Thank
set
you.
goal. I mean, that seems to be one of the really big recurring cases with like people that we've discussed on this podcast. Like they're like
Mhm.
focusing on like self improvement and stuff, and like, oh, I'm gonna start like doing little hobbies, or like a lot of people that, like
Yeah.
including Jacob, are like, I'm just gonna exercise more.
Yeah, I remember him saying something about that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I've kind of got, like, self-improvement is something that I think a lot of people really need to, get a good grasp on. Because, there's tons of people who are just dissatisfied with their life. But they don't want to do anything about it. They just want to sit around and mope about it. And,
Yeah, I feel like the people that are most dissatisfied with their lives are also the people that tend to not do anything about it. And like they're
Right.
the most complainative about it as well. So like they don't do anything about it, and then they just post about it. And with the time that they could be spending like just focusing on self-improving, like
Yeah.
let's just say losing weight for example, they shit post on the internet instead of just going out and self-improving.
Right.
It's like,
I
God,
think that's something that's been really lost on our generation. And like, I
Yeah.
don't think it's just a thing of people are more cynical and pessimistic. Like, I'm the most cynical and pessimistic person ever. I always expect the worst out of everything. But like, I'm able to, realize if I want something, I gotta get it and do it myself. I gotta put the work in.
It's like
I
even
can't
I can
just
go
like,
for a fucking walk every once in a while. Like
yeah.
holy shit.
Just like go walk for 30 minutes in the morning and see how, it'll make you feel better.
Got that leg day going though.
Yeah, leg day don't do it. I'm
Gonna be coming back to like school, and my boy Dylan over here is gonna be swole.
I'll
We're gonna be like, you're
big
hiding some real
swole.
thighs in there.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be so excited. No one will mess with me ever again. But nobody ever messed with me ever. Most of the time, I am the quiet kid in the back of the class who doesn't say anything. But when you get me to talk, you'll start to realize, oh god, this person is crazy. Why did I ever do this? I think Zane can vouch for that. Because, I was the quiet kid in the chemistry class. Until that one fateful day, I found that advertisement for your school research project.
Yeah.
I signed up.
I keep bringing this up. I really hope that got at least a 3.
I think it should be good. I was me and a friend were talking earlier today, and we're planning on taking a class, and we were looking at a lot of the papers that College Board puts out for the class, and we were reading
for AP seminar.
research.
Oh, AP research.
AP.
You gotta
Did
take
you take?
You take
Yeah.
seminar before you take research.
Yeah, we're taking a seminar
Yeah.
this next coming school year, if we
Cool.
have the next coming school year, because
Fair
things
point.
keep getting worse.
Yeah. Yeah,
God.
guys, quarantine. Like, just a note. Are the numbers of COVID cases have like skyrocketed in the U.S.
Yeah, because we basically opened everything and said, best of luck to you. Hope you don't get it.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
we like
We just,
all
like-
emergency quarantined, right, for like a solid 2 weeks, and then we're like, oh shit, we don't want to
Yeah.
destroy the economy,
This
so
is
let's
dead ass
just fucking
survival of the fittest right now.
open everything back up. The young will live.
You know, I wonder how much the protests have affected the rise in COVID cases. Like, I wonder if that's what's really bolstering the numbers instead of people just like they want to go eat at O'Charlie's tonight.
That's another thing. Yeah, it might be another thing where like we'll never know, because it's just such a specific textbook case example, and we don't have enough time to get research on like these numbers. So it'll be like,
Right.
it could be a big factor, it could not be. Because there are people wearing masks as well, but there are just
Yeah.
as many people not wearing masks during these
Uh-huh.
protests. So either way, I
Sounds-
think it's pretty important, but a big part of it is that it's a lot of young people going out on these protests, and then they come home
Right.
and they bring it back to their families.
Right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you know, you're not gonna wear a mask indoors unless you're
Yeah, especially around your
really
family.
paranoid.
Yeah. My mom
Yeah,
should
well-
do that. I come back from working at Arby's and my mom's like, "You're gonna give it to me, holy shit!" like just doesn't want me near.
Yeah. My mother is a nurse at Vanderbilt Hospital, so like
Huh.
we're all convinced that she's gotten it and we've all gotten it, and so we've like built up antibodies to it, and so we're fine.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote
Goddamn
Who knows?
antibodies, quote unquote.
antibodies.
Apparently,
know.
actually, my mom just preached this in the car today, right? She was like, if you get COVID and you survive, then you might just get diabetes as well. I'm like, Mom,
Oh God.
back the fuck up. What are you talking about? She's been, like, I don't know. Maybe she's on like fucking Reddit forums or something, but she just keeps pulling this shit out of her ass where she's like, COVID's gonna give you cancer in 20 years. The new research says your fingers get cold and swollen, and then you get COVID. I'm like, what the fuck? Research
Remember
says
when we were
COVID
all
gives
like-
you AIDS. I'm like, where the fuck is she getting this from? Like,
This.
I mean, that last one though, with the whole getting diabetes, that wasn't a joke. She actually, she was telling me in the car, like, new research shows like a couple weeks after having COVID, some patients got diabetes or something. I was like, well, maybe they just got diabetes. Like, I don't know.
Maybe. That's like saying that people who were involved in shootouts, some of them walk away alive. So that's like saying, if I get in a shootout, then oh God, I could walk out alive. That's a horrible analogy, but that's the only thing I can think of.
It's like
Or wait, no, I got a better
statistics shows
analogy.
some people
Yeah,
die
better
from
analogy.
shootouts.
It's like saying some people that smoke weed die.
Yeah.
There, that's a better analogy.
Yeah.
'Cause It's like
Because there's no correlation between.
there's no
smoking
correlation.
weed
People
and
die.
deaths. Yeah. Actually, I think isn't that like the case? Like 0 deaths occur from smoking marijuana.
I believe,
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
there's bound to be one.
I don't know. I haven't done the
I don't know.
ganja yet,
Maybe
but
if
my
you-
father is an avid smoker.
Because like smoking tobacco kills like lives because it gives you lung
Oh
cancer.
yeah.
Like drinking alcohol kills people. Like just through like damaging the body, like purely just through cases where it damages the body, right? There's cases where it kills people, but smoking
yeah.
to like marijuana, I don't know, cause like you would think,
Uh,
right? Cause it's like any sort of smoke buildup in the lungs
Yeah.
would damage
Any
it. But
smoke is gonna damage your body, and I'm sure there's probably some case out there where a dude just smoked so much he probably just fucking died.
Yeah, it's
it would
it's
probably
like
have
all
to be over a long period of time.
No, I mean like in one sitting, like doing so much in one sitting.
I don't
Right.
know.
well, like too much of anything can kill you. If you just sit and drink
Yeah.
water for hours, end. Like, that's
Yeah. I mean, imagine that motherfucker who dies by drinking a gallon.
Yeah, maybe it has to do with like anytime you hear
Oh,
about
from
teens
milk?
that are hospitalized for vaping, more than half the time it's because they were just going so hard at it and weren't pacing themselves.
Most of the time now, it's just the fucking battery blew up.
Oh yeah,
So they were just
your vape
puffing
catches
way
on
too,
fire in your
like they were just
hand.
puffing a little too much than needed, and it blew up. Like that's just all.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. His face is fucking blown up.
Wait. Oh no.
Let your buzz
Vape
help you,
Nation,
man.
bro.
Vape
Vape
nape.
Nation.
Oh no, vape nape. I don't know.
Vape Nation.
The whole concept of vaping is like gotten a bad rep. I remember like when vaping first started becoming popular and people
It
were
was a
like
goal
talking
to
it up.
literally stop smoking.
Yeah, it was supposed to be better than smoking normal cigarettes and everybody was like talking it up. But then like the kids caught on.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
And then it
teenagers picked
started
up.
to come out that
And now they
Juul-
fucking criminalized vaping now even. Like you can't even
Oh yeah.
vaping's not good either. So
Vaping's not good. Well, I'm gonna keep it low key. This is our little secret. But I was doing a little bit of CBD during our play this year because you probably saw me do it. But like it was such a stressful time, and I'm horrible under stress. And it was good. It helped me through it. I don't do it anymore. 'Cause
yeah,
I
you're in
haven't
theater.
Need to.
I forgot
yeah,
to bring
yeah.
that up because like people watching don't know. Like
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Dylan Homan is an actor.
Theater. Theater was good this year. Yeah, I had a wonderful time. I didn't think I'd have a wonderful time because I was kind of hesitant going into it, but then I eventually came to like it. And I believe, yeah, that's how I mainly got to know you is because you had good music taste, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's got an awesome music taste. Like Cage the Elephant, I vibe with Cage the Elephant.
Yeah,
dude.
man. I've got a couple of their songs on my playlist. I have actually every song that I've ever played on like my story on Instagram, I have like saved in a list. And I was like looking back at it the other day, and it's like there's so fucking many songs. I was like, damn, I have no life.
I have no life.
Yeah.
I am a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm a huge music nerd. Like I love listening to music. And my New Year's resolution is to listen to 50 albums.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I posted. I had it done by I think May, so it wasn't that hard. But I compiled all of the songs I listened to into a playlist, except for one album that really sucked and I hated. And that playlist is like 40 hours long. So,
Damn. I couldn't do it.
yeah, I think it's exactly 666 songs too, which is not intentional at all.
It wasn't intentional?
It was not, and that seems weird because like my password for one of our school programs that we use is literally 666. Because
Yikes. Anyone?
I'm an insane schizophrenic sociopath that
It's from the future and like smokes marijuana.
It smokes marijuana. I don't know. I wonder if I'll become an avid marijuana smoker because my dad is from California and grew up in Long Beach in the 80s. So like he didn't have a choice. And
He never had a start.
there was no way he wasn't going to be. So I wonder if that gene is passed down to me and like if I just take one whiff I'm in. But then also my mom's side is heavy drinkers, so I think I'm screwed both ways, and my life is just gonna devolve into like avid drug use, and then I'm gonna like end up in a garbage can one day, and then it's gonna be like that scene from SpongeBob where SpongeBob finds Hobo Squidward.
Holy shit.
He's like, "Oh my God, Squidward, your life has completely went down the gutter."
You got like heavy smokers on one hand, you got alcoholism on the other, and you've got Nazis right down the middle.
Nazis. Oh yeah, Nazis. That's. Nazi. I posted something about my great uncle.
Yeah, that's how I found out about it, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I thought you'd find out about it because of that one kid I screamed at in German.
Oh, God.
It was
What?
fun, but
What? Bro?
it was.
Y'all
I
good?
don't remember why, but I screamed at one person in German because, like, I thought it'd be funny. It'd be a funny meme.
Einstein! Like,
And also, I'm
sorry, that was just...
I wouldn't say I'm a confrontational person, but if you confront me, I will definitely blast back. Like, there's one of my favorite things I've ever done is I was walking out of school with a friend when it blended one day, and this girl behind me was like, "Oh my God, can you walk any faster?" And then me and her proceeded to scream at each other all the way outside of school.
God. Sounds
was
like a very
good.
fond memory.
It was a very fond memory. I think Mr. Andres heard us doing that, but like
Oh.
I don't understand this faculty. They just don't care anymore. Like people can get away with so much with
With the faculty?
like you ever notice how there are out
Oh, I'm sorry,
during
you cut out a
class?
little bit. What was that?
Like, you ever notice how there are no hall, like, during class, and, like...
It keeps happening.
At
Oh,
that
no.
one spot too.
Just one more time.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do this. You ever notice how there are no hall monitors during class at our school?
Hall monitors.
Because
I
it's
Yeah.
fucking
almost
high
did
school.
it again, but I
Oh
think
my God! You know what?
it's okay. We got it that time, but I
Alright,
was
but-
so close. Okay, I'm
But-
sorry.
Like, and then because all the time I'll just walk out and like I'll be looking really suspicious because I wear all black because I'm an edgy retard,
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
and like
You do look like.
I'll walk
Nazi.
past people and like sometimes I'll be looking really unhappy because I'm in school and I hate school, and they just won't stop me, ask me for a pass or anything. They'll just let me go. And then it hit me how so many people I know are just able to skip all the time because nobody at our school cares. And like all the bathrooms smell like weed. I walk into people smoking weed in bathrooms all the time. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, there's
great
a-
place.
We've talked about
At
this
least in-
too many times on the podcast, but I know people on our bus that like smoke weed, so like it's just commonplace at this point.
You know, I'm weirdly like in with the drug kids. Like they all know me.
I'm
They're all
in.
cool with
I like it when people say that they're in with a
I'm
group.
in. And so like I'll walk into people doing weed and like some of them will like jump and think I'm a snitch, but then one of them will go, no, he's cool.
Hey,
like, okay,
Dylan.
I'm gonna go piss real quick, so like y'all just keep doing what you're doing. I don't care.
For me, it's
my
always
God.
more awkward because I'm friends with all the dealers for some reason.
Uh-huh.
So I'll just walk in and they'll be like, "Hey, you want to buy anything?" And I'm like, "No, not really. I'm good."
Oh. Hold on. Oh my. So there was a case that I'm a law student, by the way. That's another thing about me.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be a lawyer. But there was one case we
Probably.
studied. I forgot the name of the case, but
You
the
never know.
case was this one kid was protesting on his campus. But he was protesting the ban on marijuana, and he
Oh.
carried a sign that read "Bong hits for Jesus."
Oh no.
So I'm gonna get that on a shirt and like I'm gonna give it out to all the weed kids, and we're gonna organize a movement for bong hits for Jesus.
God.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Remember when people were starting to wear virginity raw t-shirts and like our the principal was starting to get really fed up with?
God, I saw so many people wearing that that like hoodie and shirt. And I was like, you're fucking gay. Like, but not
Yeah,
in a
like-
bad way. Just, I just thought, I don't know why people would wear that thinking they looked cool, I guess. Like, what was the
I
point?
think it's
It
a
was-
religious
it was
thing.
Probably
like,
one of the worst things they could have ever bought.
It
Oh
was like,
yeah,
alright, fag.
like you
Go
could've
have
bought
fun
weed
being a
instead.
virgin while I get laid. Like, I mean, as if I'm still a virgin as well, but I'm not gonna pretend like it's cool.
You're not gonna go out and just announce it. Be like, hey, yeah, I haven't fucked.
Yeah, fuck.
Everybody, I
I
have 0 body count.
I think it's a religious thing, but
Respect.
have y'all heard of what is known as God's loophole?
Gods? No, I have not. What's that?
Okay, so I may get a few details of this wrong. Not an avid Bible studier, but in the Bible, right, it's abstinence till marriage. But the Bible never says anything about anal sex.
Yeah.
So there's an
That's why there's a whole
amazing
song about
song
it.
by it that y'all have probably heard. But the idea is that teenagers can have anal sex and they won't be going against the Bible. So
Just anal.
just anal. And it's
Well,
known
it's
as God's
coincidental that you
loophole.
brought that up, because as a Muslim, August knows where I'm going with this. Yeah. We're not allowed to have anal sex in Islam. Like flat out.
Muhammad was he was quick. He shot that down.
Yeah. I just remember me and August had like a long-winded conversation on this. We were just like playing Minecraft, and one time I was just like, I think we were on the topic of like masturbation. I don't want to sound weird, but like that's just that's just what I remember, right? And I was like looking it up, like, is like masturbation forbidden, right? Because I know it's like in like Christianity, it's like thou shalt not drop seed or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it forbidden in Islam? Like, long story short, it's not exactly forbidden, but it's frowned upon, basically. But what I did find out while I was reading on this stuff, right, is that anal is actually forbidden, and that, like, flat out,
Oh.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm.
so, like, you're
Anal
not
people-
supposed
no,
to...
no.
I'm just putting it out there.
I imagine that when Muhammad was doing his meditating, that God came to him and he said, okay, you know, they screwed this up in the Bible, but you need to specifically forbid anal. We have to correct this mistake.
This is just proof that that the Muslims got it right.
They got it right, so...
Let me
I'm
spread
gonna-
my religion real quick. At
Yeah.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Oh Lord.
I officially endorse Islam, and I also officially endorse the Islamic State. So, yeah, if they could make a comeback...
Let's
that-
go.
Y'all want to hear about something horrible and in poor taste I did?
I mean, sure. I thought that's
Fuck
what we've
you,
been
Oh,
talking
God.
about this whole
So-
time.
In our English class this year, I don't remember why, but we were talking about like activists, and more specifically, we were talking about teen activists. And so the teacher was like, do some research real quick and find some like teen activists. And so, and Jacob's in that class with me. And whenever I'm around Jacob, I become a degenerate of a human being.
Oh God.
'Cause you know the energy Jacob.
Jacob Roden.
It-
Yep.
It does something to me that turns me into an absolute degenerate and a horrible person. But I got the idea of, I wonder if there are any Islamic State teen activists. Because, you know, everybody's going to say, like, Greta Thunberg advocating for climate change, or Goldilocks, who is anti-abortion. And so I was like, you know,
Goldilocks
I wanna
was
mix it-
anti-abortion. I thought she
You
was
know,
like
I-
the lady who broke into bears' houses and like stole porridge.
She might have been. I feel like Goldilocks is very anti-abortion, but so
Thug out
I
here.
found this girl. I don't remember what her name is, but she was a teenager who was prominent on social media and defected to the Islamic State and joined them. And so when she was like, "Oh, Dylan, what have you got?" And I said, "So and so," and she's like, "Oh, what did she uh what was her stance message?" And I was like, fundamentalist Islam and the and forming a new caliphate, and like she was like, "Okay, Dylan." I'm making myself sound like a horror.
Oh,
I'm just realizing.
I'm sorry,
I
it
need
cut
to
out there. It
tone
just made it sound like you said that you were a whore.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm making myself sound like a horrible person.
It didn't say it.
It
Certain
seems to be
words.
like certain words,
My
yeah.
God,
It
It's
my
certain
just
words
sound
it just cuts out on. It
you're a
just says
whore.
a. You're
I'm
a
a-
whore.
I'm trying to say that I'm making myself sound like a person, but since my phone wants to make me say that I sound
Run
like
it
He's
back,
a
saying
run it back,
horrible
run it
person.
back.
I can feel that out. Like I think. Okay, just go on.
it's you know
I
you
think
know it's
Discord's
the
just
hard knock
finicky.
life.
Oh, it's probably because it's on a phone. That's why.
Yeah,
Phone
that's
is
another thing. Yeah.
If my freaking microphone would have arrived, we wouldn't have this issue. But no, China's got to screw me over.
China. Actually, didn't you represent China for Model UN?
I was Syria. Oh God, Model U, a whole other topic. We have several pin topics, but I was Syria, and I had a lot of fun with Syria because I was fighting America. And America was really good because he was from I forgot the name of the school, but it's the school we hate. You know who you and
Who you
The
are?
one
It
that
was
played
good.
Kuwait.
I forgot the name, but it was good. It was good. That Volman was also really fun. But
Oh, Volman, yeah. Actually, I remember when it started just snowing like really hard.
that was awesome.
That was really
And then
cool. Yeah.
then the night of the dance when we were all downstairs and just vibing.
Oh yeah, there was like half the people actually went upstairs to like do shit, and
Yeah.
me, Jacob, August, and then I think it was it Ethan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ethan.
Is Ethan there? Yeah, he was there.
He
That's right.
Yeah, we were all just vibing downstairs.
Yeah. I joined later because of a shenanigan. Jacob's
I
never
remember-
let me hear the end of.
What?
The shenanigan that led to me coming downstairs.
What was that?
Oh my god, oh my god, I have to retell this story. Okay.
Go
So
ahead, explain it.
y'all probably don't remember, but for those of listening that don't know how these things work, a Model UN conference that in Knoxville, Tennessee called VOM. It lasts like 3 days, and in like the second day, the second night, they have a dance, and it's like this. It's kind of just like a rave, really, but you know, it's one of those things. And in the big college building at UT, and I hate the dance. I can't stand it. I can't stand loud music. I can't stand the big room full of people. So I wasn't very interested in going to it. So I was just upstairs, and so I got on my computer and I started playing cool math games, and I was just gonna wait it out.
Nice.
And then, oh my god, this is horrible. Then this girl from my committee comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, Syria, let's go to the dance."
Yeah.
My fight or flight instinct kicked in, and I really didn't want to go to that dance. Like, I really didn't. and I didn't know this girl. We talked like twice. She was kind of pretty. I don't really remember all that well. If you're
Should've gone
listening,
for it,
which you're
bro.
probably not, I'm sorry. Also, hit me up on Instagram, because I think you live like an hour down the road, and now that I got my life, we can probably work something out. But
Gas.
yes.
Yeah, Carly
And-
kept trying to convince me to tell you to go for it with her.
Oh god, that'll come later. And so my stupid idea was to say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right in." And
Bro,
then I just
no.
fled. I ran, I fled, and then I found y'all downstairs, and I'm like, "Oh my god, people." And then I came down and I told the story. And then our teachers walk by.
Dude, you're not really
And-
painting a good picture of yourself.
No, I'm not.
Just
Trust me, I'm not that horrible of a person. I like alienating everybody. But
uh,
but then our teachers walk by and motherfucking Jacob, oh my god, it was him. He said something to them about my shenanigan, and then he forced me into telling them the story, and
Oh
they
my
were both
God.
so disappointed in me and horrid, and I was just like, oh no. And then because it's a naturally funny story, I told literally everybody. That's what you do. And one
told
of our
everybody?
well, everybody that like I'm good friends with the phone number of, and like so I told them the story. And one person in particular, shout out to Carly James. Wonderful person. Besides the fact that she thinks Fantastic Beasts 2 is a good movie, it's not. You're wrong. Admit it. But she seemed to care a little bit too much, and she was actively encouraging me to pursue this person.
Dude,
And
you
several times I
should've.
was like, no, I'm not interested. I don't want to bother. And so and then she messages Zane, and she's like, okay, Zane.
Oh, yeah, I
I
remember this,
need
yeah.
you to help me. And
Yeah.
you need to get Dylan to talk to this girl.
And then
And-
I pestered you about
And you
it.
pestered me all day. And I remember when we went to lunch, I was texting Carly. I'm like, Carly, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And she's like, Dylan, I just want you to be happy, okay? And I'm like, Carly, I'm really glad that you would do this. And it proves I've got great friends. But I don't need a girlfriend to make me happy, right? Because, I don't want to be like a rage.
I'm gay.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
gay. I'm gay and homophobic at the same time. It's weird, but yeah, that was a fun shenanigan. Again, girl, if you're watching, hit me up on Instagram. We can work something out, I'm sure. But
I tried as hard as I could. Carly ended up getting really mad at me for not getting you to go out with that
Yeah.
girl.
right,
She was like, "You
'cause
failed."
that's
What I did.
it was
You just
screw
out.
Carly.
You messed
Carly
up.
Sucks.
Dang.
Fantastic Beasts 2 is a horrible movie. Like, okay.
Never even
In
seen the
freshman,
first one.
the reason I bring this up so much is because in freshman year, we talked about the movie, and this movie sucked, and she became so offended by it that she wouldn't talk to me for weeks, and any chance she got, she would physically. I remember getting hit over the head with a book several times.
A lot of that just cut out. I just heard getting hit over the head with a book.
Yeah, I get hit over the head with a book several times by her because she's crazy.
What kind of book we talking about? Because I just imagine like a full
Was
lanky
it-
textbook.
Was it
Like-
Carly reads big books. Carly's a book reader. She doesn't play around when it comes
She a
to books.
bookworm,
And she gets hard covers too. Like this one, no, just
No,
thin
yeah, you
paper
don't
thing.
get no
was
fucking
hard.
pussy ass soft cover.
Yeah, I hate soft covers. I hate them. But yeah, it was
Basically, admit you're a bitch if you have a soft cover book.
I always buy the
Definitely.
soft covers because they're cheaper.
But
Pussy.
like, then there are those times you go to Barnes and Noble because you're a weirdo like me. You only buy history nonfiction books, and like none of those books are hardcover.
It's like you buy a book about Hitler. I'm gonna keep making the Nazi jokes, right? Because you are German.
I've read Mein Kampf for at least the first volume, and I'm just gonna say like
It's like
it's
you.
not a very good book. Cause like I mean, sure, it's kind of funny because he's talking about how Jews are the menace of the German people, but then after like 450 pages of just hearing like the most horrid racism possible, it kind of reaches a boiling point.
What's the book called?
All right, so a little history lesson. I think in early 1928 or whatever, Hitler tried to have a coup, and it failed. It was horrible. It failed miserably, but he got sent to prison for only a few months, too. And when he got out, or while he was in prison, he wrote a book called Mein Kampf, which is German for, like, my struggle. And basically, it was like the Nazi Bible. Like, it was detailing the Nazi ideology, his goals, and all that. And after he became the Fuhrer of Germany, everybody got a free copy. Was forced to read it. So
I just
Yeah,
imagine you like getting it at Barnes and Noble. It's like, oh, what you got there, sweetie?
I
It's like
saw it at
just
Barnes and Noble.
it's
one
a book
time.
about my my great grandfather.
Great.
I'm gonna pick up where
If
he
I was
left off.
related to Hitler, oh my god, if I was related to Hitler, but I mean, I'll settle for Dylan Homan, who is responsible for sending 500,000 Jews to Auschwitz.
Jesus.
Like that's pretty bad, really bad.
God. Just a hallucin's
You know,
tie.
the
Just like
kids
Jesus.
nowadays be, ranting and raving about police brutality. Back in my day, they just like send you into the shower and just murder you, dude.
Holy
like,
shit.
It was not cool.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know. We're talking about Mein Kampf.
How did we get on? What the fuck?
I don't even remember. Oh yeah, we were talking about. I don't even remember what we were talking about before this. But
I remember,
we
like,
somehow got to. We can have an entire discussion on a Nazi racial hierarchy because I'm very familiar with it. Because I
For
do nothing but
reasons.
I do nothing but research things in my free time, so I'm chock loaded with useless information.
I watch a shit ton of Vsauce. That's where it's
Oh.
at.
Research, Mark.
Hey,
Vsauce,
Vsauce, Michael here. Where
I don't.
are your fingers?
Where is that?
Bro.
I really.
Vsauce.
One
Oh, my
day,
kids.
I swear to God, I hope Good Mythical Morning says, that, like, you know how they do that age-old question thing and then say
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Right.
One day, I want them to say that, but then say, "Where's your dad?" I just want them to do that one day. Where is your dad?
Just for once.
God. Oh my. That's good.
I want them to so
I
bad.
swear. Some of the Vsauce videos that I've seen, I've like memorized word for word, like the whole first like minute, just because I've watched so much Vsauce and I've watched some over and over again. I'm not a very interesting person, but when it comes
Remember
to watching Vsauce, damn.
Remember the
Hey.
Vsauce memes? It wasn't the "Hey Vsauce Michael here" memes, but it was like a screenshot of one of his videos, but they changed the title to something really horrible. Like, it'd take a picture of his video on what if everybody jumped at the same time, and they change it to like, "Can we please have a second 9/11?"
What?
Oh my god, those memes are great. One of my favorite
I haven't
his
seen that.
video. One of my favorite memes of that is one of his videos where he's traveling the desert on a camel, and the people titled it to "Crossing the Desert to Join ISIS."
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
That's one of my favorite ones. I got all those from the
Jesus.
subreddit r/offensive memes, but that subreddit got taken down because subreddit is about offensive memes.
God.
Yeah, for them.
I don't use Reddit. I know that's like a very popular like, website for like just browsing the internet and getting your daily scoop or whatever. But
Yeah.
I've never used
The
Reddit.
Daily Scoop.
Daily Scoop.
I don't know how else to word it. Like,
I use Reddit a lot of the time, but like, I mean, the problem with Reddit is like everybody on there is super left leaning. So if you're not, a liberal, then Reddit might be kind of horrible. And if you're really apolitical, like me, you just hate politics, it can kind of get annoying sometimes. But if you're just viewing like fan subreddits for TV shows or something, it's normally great. I like Reddit. But like every day you log in, and it's funny man Donald Trump is bad dude. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. You know.
Donald
I
Trump is a
wonder.
pretty bad dude, though.
Yeah. I mean, you
Mm,
know, I think about it, and I think if I could have voted in 26, and I couldn't vote third party, because I probably would have, but I mean, I can't really see myself voting for Hillary, because
fair enough, yeah.
you know, here's the thing about it. Like, Donald Trump, up until that point, had just said what he's gonna do. He didn't do anything. And sure, some of what he said sounded horrible and really fascist. But, like, you know, here's the thing. Either vote for who is, like, you know, a bureaucrat and, you know, is probably just gonna use the presidency to fill their pockets, or vote for someone who might not be terrible. So, I don't know, but now, thanks to hindsight, we can see that Donald Trump isn't that great. Like,
It's like,
I mean, come on, dude.
For
Like,
Hillary, most people
sending
just vote for her because she's purely the fact it's a chick. That was her main thing. Was
that was her
first
Yeah.
thing.
girl president. So it's like people are gonna vote to try and make that happen. So it's
yeah,
just like
honestly, I think
that's
I would have
not
had more
really
respect
fucking
for
no.
her presidency position if she had just dropped that whole first president, like, first woman president
Yeah.
BS. Like, if
Well,
she had actually
here's
just said that what she wanted to do and, like, stuck with it. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, she even had the backing of Obama.
Right.
And that is one of the major ways that presidents get a lead, is that the previous president ends up, like, pushing for them to, like, become the next president, right?
Yeah. And now you look back on it and, like, you know, I can't remember but I remember all the things Trump said. And one of the reasons Trump won is that, you know, Hillary was mainly talking about things like identity politics stuff. And, like, you know, the internet can color your perception where, like, you think everybody is a liberal and, like, super cares about politics. But the truth is most people are just, like, working class people that are just trying to eat and aren't too involved in politics. So compared to someone who's, like, talking about transgenders and gay rights as compared to someone who says, I'll bring you more jobs, like, they're gonna vote for the person who's, like, talking about bringing money back to the working class and doing more jobs and
Yeah.
stuff. And, you know, I mean, I'm not super familiar with how Trump presidency on the domestic level has gone. Like, you know, I've heard people say the economy's better than it's ever been, but I've also heard people say nothing has changed.
Isn't he
So-
more, like, laissez-faire?
Oh yeah, he's definitely a laissez-faire. Like,
It
I
has-
remember one of the big debate topics, because I watched all of the debates, was over trade.
Yeah.
And I've been studying the China situation forever now, and Trump's trade war with China hasn't really accomplished anything. Like,
Yeah.
it really hurt us more, especially the farmers, man. They got screwed.
Farmers, yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace, sweet
Uh,
princess.
Disappointment.
Employment. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Joe Biden's gonna win though, because the problem with Joe Biden's campaign is, like, you know, he's not rallying around ideas. His entire campaign is, come on guys, we got to beat Trump. Like, seriously, let's beat Trump.
He's like a huge meme. He's just like, let's beat
Yeah.
this guy.
Beat this guy.
He's
And, like,
nothing.
Joe Biden is an old man who
He's like a literal. He's
rambles.
like a guy on TikTok that's like, come on guys, if we can just get this thing up to like 1.5
Yeah.
million likes, like, come on, we can beat my friend on TikTok. Like,
Right.
just turns it into like a tiny like competition. Like, come on guys, we can beat him. We can beat him.
Yeah, and you see his ads on, like, YouTube and stuff, and he's not talking about what he's planning to do. He's
Yeah.
talking about, you know, that Donald Trump guy? He's pretty bad, so don't vote for him, vote for me. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, have we learned nothing? Like,
Like, guys, what is he even for? Like, I think he's
not
just
the
for a position in the chair. I don't think he actually has any
probably.
plans. Like,
I don't.
he actually gets it voted as presidency. He's like, shit, I didn't think I'd get this far.
He just wanted to be president before he died.
Legit, he was just some old guy that put on a suit and was like,
Yeah,
sweet,
like we
I'm
all
going
knew
for it.
what Bernie Sanders was gonna do, but Bernie Sanders is a socialist. We don't like socialist countries, so get him out of here.
I like Bernie
And so
Sanders.
they were
He would've
like,
been
yeah,
cool.
Joe Biden is safe. But like, I feel like we're in a time of political discourse where, like, you know, being a safe bet isn't really like an option anymore. Because like a politician that appeals to everybody is a politician that appeals to everybody. And like you kind of need people who have a much more radical stance on and such.
Yeah.
But I don't care about either of them. I hate politics. I'm talking about it this much, but that's my 2 cents of a 16-year-old who has limited life experience. But you know,
Fair enough. Hey, at least you're aware of your political awareness on the situation.
political awareness. I mean, I've taken the political compass test several times, and every time
The
I
what?
end
I'm
up
sorry.
like, oh, the political compass test, which is like it's a test you
Oh,
take
it
to
like
see.
shows you how far you are on the left or the right
Yeah.
or the up and down.
I'm always like right in the middle. Like sometimes, whenever it just depends on what day I take it. Sometimes I'm a bit more right, or I'm a little bit more left.
What kind of
But-
questions does it ask? I should try it.
It's kind of things like it'll ask you a series of economic questions, and it'll go from heavily disagree to like slightly disagree or slightly agree or heavily disagree.
Like it'll
it'll
ask
be-
a policy and be like, "Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? How do you feel?"
Right. Like, I remember one question. It was like, art is a valuable part of society and should be part of a nation's culture. And like, you know, if you say you slightly right? So, I mean, part of the reason is I said I hate politics, but I love political science. Like, I like researching ideologies, right?
Yeah.
And so when you already know what all the ideas, you can kind of take that test and understand like how if you answer this way on one question, where it's gonna put you. So that might not be
Yeah.
the best because, like, you know, I don't want to be a con, but I also don't want to be a fascist. You know, my color, my answer.
It's like how you
But,
answer for like a job interview. It's like I extremely agree or I extremely disagree.
Oh yeah, right.
Do you like this bill on Obamacare? Extremely disagree. No,
Extremely.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
Obama took all our jobs.
No, I actually liked Obamacare.
I'm not fully. I don't.
It
really
was on and
understand
off.
most of that stuff.
It helped a lot of poor people, but it also didn't exactly help a working class.
Right.
It directly helped me, so I'm okay with it.
The
My
reason
mom
it didn't
on
help the
several times
working,
quoted, "Thank God for Obamacare."
a lot of people's hours would get cut because, and these companies would have to pay a higher insurance rate because of Obamacare. So a lot of companies would be like, eh.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
And-
shit.
So it's just kind of, it just kind of depended on the class you were in, that whether it helped you or not.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. But we're at an hour now, so
An hour. Ooh. So.
Dang, it's flown by.
yeah.
Man, here's the thing about me. I'm a sleeper. Like, I'm up past my bedtime. Like, I normally fall asleep around 10:45
Edgy
or
sleepy
something.
boy. Actually, I was talking to August about this earlier, but I've been like steadily fixing my sleep schedule for like, cause I work early in the morning and for like cross country and stuff, I have to get up really early.
Uh-huh.
So I've just been like pulling my sleep schedule back. So I'm like really tired now, more than I used to be at 12. I'm just really disappointed. I'm like, where have I fallen?
Yeah. So whenever I'm, like, getting ready to go to bed, like Jacob will message me and he's like, "Hey, you want to play a game?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm about to go to bed." And he's like, "You pussy." And I'm just like, "Oh."
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jacob's an interesting specimen, you know? Well, I've known Jacob for years, too. I've known him since 7th grade. And whenever I first met him, low-key, I could not tell if he was a boy or a girl.
Oh no.
So like, he approached me and was talking to me. Like, I guess I gave a funny speech in front of class. And, like, you know when you're, like, being really cautious with someone because you don't know if they're a boy or girl or not.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure it out. I mean, he looks like a boy now, but back then, like, he didn't have his hair up. And, like, his bone structure looked really fat.
Jacob, if you're listening to this, you heard it yourself, alright?
Jacob, if you're listening to this, I got beef. I got beef with Jacob, alright? I got beef, okay? So, the other day, right, we were playing Minecraft. And, like, we were playing on this server. We got mad because people were trolling us on the server because we're dumb kids. And so we got off, and I had the bright idea, how about I just start a server for us and we can play that? And it's like, oh, okay. And, you know, I'm spending like half an hour trying to figure out how to set up this server. I'm doing all this trial and error, and I'm freaking having to download tons of stuff. And eventually, finally, after like 5 minutes, I get it up, and we both join. And then Jacob's like, you know what? I'm gonna go work on my model kit and then watch movies. I'll see you later. And I was like, you motherfucker. So yeah, Jacob, if you're listening, you suck, and I challenge you to a 1v1 in Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike.
I challenge you to a fucking
I don't
duel.
even know if he has Counter-Strike. I should probably look before I make challenges like that, but you get the idea.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Jacob, down in the comments section. But anyway, I think that was pretty good. I think we're gonna wrap it up.
All right, lovely.
All right, any last messages, Dylan?
I want to thank you two for letting me on. Extremely grateful for the opportunity. Thank you guys a lot.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to thank Pornhub for sponsoring this episode.
No, we can't claim that.
Wait. Okay.
It's now time for our sponsor. Thanks.
Porn Cub. Thank you for sponsoring.
They give you the juiciest sensations without any of the pornography. It's all blurred out.
Anything you desire.
It's
besides child
PG,
porn.
but it gets the job done. Thumbs up from. I'm not gonna claim to have used
I'd
that.
also like
God
to
knows it's
shout
probably a
out-
real website. Like,
We have a few satisfied reviewers here.
I'd also like to shout out Trojan Condom for sponsoring this episode.
One of the
If you're
reviews
gonna get
says
it on, put a little rubber on.
it's like it's not even there.
that's reviews from real people. You got this man, big dick. His review is just damn.
Okay. But really though, thanks for being on the podcast with us, Dylan. I
Thank
really
you,
appreciate
guys.
you being on with us. It was pretty fun.
Thank you. Oh, that's all. Thank you. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry like a little baby.
Anyway, I think that's gonna be it. So
All right, lovely. Thank you, guys.
thank you. All right. And
right.
we are